very challenging times. This is a particularly difficult time to be able to make solid forecasts on exactly what's going to happen. And so I think you have to look at a lot of different issues, whether they are risk spreads, to tell you about the willingness of financial institutions to lend to each other, look at consumption patterns, look at investment patterns. So it's really a very rich texture that you have to look at. I wish I could give you the one magic bullet, but I think in these difficult times it's impossible to do that. Well, I think whenever you have a major economic turmoil, major financial turmoil, that really challenges people throughout an organization. And so because of the uncertainty, you have to have very clear leadership with a very clear vision, and also an openness to understanding that maybe in uncharted waters, an openness to taking an input and maybe changing a little bit as some of your tactics as you're moving along. And so I think that's something that's very important for leadership right now, an openness to have input, but a clear vision for both the short run and the long run.
But I think one of the biggest things that we're going to have to do to get where we need to go is what I talk about in this new book, which is to get past these dead ideas that are at the center of a lot of the way we still think about our economy and about our public life. And if we don't get past them, I don't think we'll get where we need to go. Dead ideas is the phrase I use to describe old ways of thinking that we cling to, even though circumstances radically change. Conventional wisdoms that retain their power long after it makes any sense to hold on to them, or beliefs that, while comforting, we all have comforting beliefs, are so at odds with reality that they amount to delusions that hold us back or may even doom us to fail. The story that I tell about dead ideas starts with some grim realities because we're in a serious situation now, but it ends, I think, with enormous hope, so long as each of us commits to moving past old ways of thinking and, as importantly, to making the world safe for our political leaders on both sides to think in fresh ways and to move past ways of thinking that no longer make sense, because that's the way democracy works. If we step out and form constituencies and groups that make the world safe for our leaders to step out in different ways because they perceive political risk, if they're going past some of the old ways of talking and thinking, we can help all of us be a force for the change that the country needs.
Again, for me, I said the first evening, leadership is a journey inward. And that said, I have gotten so much inward from this experience. An experience that 3 weeks ago I didn't really know I was going to have. I explained that I do a lot of internet research, and one of my potential clients was an alum, and I looked at her background information and I saw that she was involved in Leadership America, and I said, what's Leadership America? And so then I studied the website and I saw there was an online application, and I submitted it, and here I am. So I know I was supposed to be here.
What's special about this and the exciting, I don't know if it was a true expectation, but the excitement about what could be, was that it was a group of women that I more than likely did not know. And in our spheres of influence, if you are a leader, you more than likely have gotten to know quite a few people, or somebody's one person removed from you. And in this case, I thought that perhaps I would find new faces and new stories, and that's exactly what happened. So it's been a real privilege. I'm humbled by each of you, and I look forward to the year. Thanks.
I'm thrilled and shocked at everything that happened. I've been telling my husband in the few minutes that I've seen him each night about how amazing this is and how amazing the speakers were. I kept telling him, I got to ask the CEO of the Fed a question. Like I'm Helen Thomas or something. So amazing to be able to ask someone of that caliber a question, and then just so impressed with the caliber of all the women in this room. I totally agree with the thoughts about being humbled to be part of this group, but also so funny and charming and interesting and all of that. So I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Also feel very blessed to be a part of this group, and so pleasantly shocked and thrilled to be a part of it. So thank you all so much for sharing with me and making those wonderful expectations rise. So thank you very much.